is September 14th, 2010. Good evening. I'm Eric Hackley, and this is Hackonomics. This is a live call-in show, and yes, we want you to participate in our discussion here because we're going to talk about Fort Wayne and reviving Fort Wayne's black community because, being a member of the Fort Wayne black community, we always hear how organized the Burmese community is, how organized the Spanish-speaking community is, and how organized just different ethnic communities are here in Fort Wayne, but yet we, to an extent, have different issues within our community that we need to get past to show our true strength because America is America because of blacks, not necessarily Fort Wayne blacks, but Fort Wayne blacks are going to play a part, at least through our vision, on rebuilding Fort Wayne. To make that more, to hone that in a bit better, I've been joined by 4 or 3 great people here in Fort Wayne who've been on the show in the past. And, I was really surprised today to see one of our members here because I've been looking for him for a lot of years. And a few years ago, he had me set aside a date and time for him, and he said he'd be here. And I didn't know that it would be 1 year later to the day. Mel Frazier, welcome to the show here. We're going to really definitely benefit from your expertise. J, Tamir Resheed, I'm glad that you came back here because your wisdom and insights that you're going to share with us and have shared with us in the past has been really very helpful because a lot of people, blacks, whites, and others, don't understand what's on the minds of black people or what's on the minds of many Muslims or what's on the minds of many Africans and a lot of other people that you have direct communication with. Joshua Malachi, I'm glad you're here also because we have a chance to talk quite frequently, and you always have tremendous insights on Fort Wayne. And as you get started here, I want to touch on one thing here. We're trying to get the word out to let people know that public access TV is not a guaranteed thing here in Fort Wayne. Sites all across the nation are falling off the waysites, and we here in Fort Wayne have to use it like it's supposed to be used. Mr. Rasheed, Imam is a more correct term. Let me ask you a question here. Your show has been on how long now on public access TV?
Over a period on and off of about 20 years. We've done probably a total of 20 years worth of service, or as long as cable's been on, we've been on at one time or another. But over the last stint, we were on maybe for about 7 years in a row. So it's been a good vehicle to get a message out to the common masses of people.
What do the masses lose in that? Why don't they appreciate and understand what myself and other producers are doing? Why don't they take this as being serious?
I'm not necessarily sure that the people don't appreciate it. I would not go to that extent. Maybe people are not as verbal as we would like for them to be. I think maybe we have to look at a different approach. If something is not working or working the way that we think that it should work, then perhaps we should venture another avenue.
Well, that's why we're doing the show here, because what you just said there talks about not just public access TV, but the black community and America. And Joshua, let me ask you this here along the same lines. You've been around public access TV for a long time. Right. We have to use this, or no, my intention is to use this to galvanize Fort Wayne's black community, specifically in this part. We've had other ethnics on the show, but we want to use this to show folks that members of this community can come together and discuss complex issues that, like we'll be getting into in just a few moments. But what's going to be the task there?
I think one of the things that's important to understand when you're talking about public access and the importance of it, public access has been not only being jeopardized in terms of community access television, but there's even been discussions of public access and equal access on the internet, and beginning to limit that. It's just very important in order to have a vibrant, educated, and informed populace and community at the grassroots, and this is where it starts. Politics always starts at the grassroots. And so as a result, it's just important to make sure that we keep community access television, total access on the internet viable, because that allows a full-fledged democracy to take place.
Okay, and Mel, I got to share this with you too. You know, we've been going back through the archives here at Access TV, and some of those tapes that we did with you when you were back working with the gang members, and at the time when you were working with the different young guys then, those same guys are, 40 years old now, I would guess?
Yes.
Yeah.
37 to 40?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Because I had a young lady on the show here recently who, at the time you were doing that, she was working with me. She was 14, 15 years old, interviewing people, and she is 40 years old.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I just want just to touch that. What I want to do next is get into the crux of the show here. If that clip is ready to go, we want to go ahead and show that, because that's where we're headed here with the show. Wayne Township trustee sharing some wisdom. Is that clip ready to go? Okay, go ahead and run that, please.
I'm asked the question, how does it make you feel as a black man? And naturally, I must say I'm proud. But the most important thing I'm proud of is being a Christian. After that, it's being American. And I think that it's bigger than a black thing. That when Barack became the president-elect, it meant that it was an American thing. It was a world thing, that the world will not be the same anymore, because he became president. It means a Japanese, a Chinese, a Pakistan, an Indian, a male, or a female. That all Americans can be the best that they can be. So many times, and I'm going to make this quick, so many times black men can meet from California to Fort Wayne to Atlanta, and we can discuss a deep conversation of what the white man has done about us. Barack doesn't have that baggage, and as a result of not having that baggage, he was a perfect mediator to bring all things together and to bring what our forefathers hoped for back in when they created the Constitution, that all men are created equal. Even though there were some who disagreed, the intent was there, and it took all these hundreds of years for the true American dream to be manifest.
Right.